Hey everyone, it's your girl Jenny. Then today I've got something that is absolutely not your typical electric bike. It's barely even a bike at all. This is the JackRabbit OG2 Pro, and it just might be the weirdest, most wonderful little ride I've ever tested. At first glance, the OG2 Pro looks like something between a scooter and a folding bike that got stuck halfway through transforming. It's tiny, it's lightweight, it has no pedals, and yet it's totally capable of replacing short car trips. Or at least, that's what JackRabbit says it can do. So today, I'm going to find out whether this thing is just a cute curiosity, or if it actually has a place in your life. NextJen. So let's start with the basics. The JackRabbit OG2 Pro weighs just 30 pounds, which is pretty insane for something that moves you without pedaling. I'm obviously kind of small, but even I can pick this thing up easily. If you're a guy, you can literally pick it up with one hand and carry it into a coffee shop, upstairs, onto a bus, whatever. It's that light. Part of the reason it's so light is because it's stripped down. There's no suspension, no pedals, and the frame is bare bones with nothing more than you absolutely need to ride around. But that also makes it super nimble. Powering this little beast is a 500-watt rear hub motor, which I know sounds smaller than most people are looking for since lots of e-bikes have 750-watt motors these days. But even at 500 watts, the motor is weirdly powerful. Like, it really blasts off, and it can even wheelie if you're not paying attention. It's that torquey. It's rear-wheel drive, which gives it good traction, and I wasn't kidding when I said the motor actually packs a surprising punch. I hit 20 miles per hour in just a few seconds. And for short hops around the city, that's plenty fast. In fact, I'm not sure I'd want to be doing 28 miles per hour like most Class 3 e-bikes on something this small. Now, it only has one brake, it's on the rear, and it's a mechanical disc brake. I think the reason it only has the one is because the wheelbase is so short that if it also had a front brake, you might just go straight over the handlebars. But I can say, even with the single brake, that it definitely stops quick enough for me, though that might also be why they limit it to 20 miles per hour. Now for the battery. The JackRabbit OG2 Pro comes with a big battery pack that they call the Range Buster battery. It sticks out of the frame on either side because it's got a lot of battery cells inside of it, and they say it gives you up to 24 miles of range. To be honest, I was actually getting close to that range, usually around 20 or a bit more miles, so they're pretty legit with the range rating. The battery is small and really convenient for carrying too, which is good since you should take it with you when you park, since the battery doesn't actually lock unless you pay a few extra bucks for the battery lock. If you're using this on campus and parking at the bike rack, definitely bring the battery with you in your backpack, or just get the battery lock. And speaking of campus, this thing screams college transportation. It's legal just about everywhere you can ride an e-bike or scooter, and it folds down flat so you can stick it in a closet, a dorm, or even under a desk. Those folding handlebars go sideways and make it just 7 inches wide. And trust me when I tell you that 7 inches is plenty. Plus, it's kind of a conversation starter. I literally had people stop me mid-ride to ask me what is that then? Now let's talk ride feel. It's not exactly plush. This is an area where it does lose a few marks with me. Those 20-inch tires and no suspension, well, you're gonna feel some bumps. I still think it rides more like a bicycle than a scooter though, especially since you sit upright and with your feet resting on little pegs like you're on a mini bike. It doesn't quite give you the same bicycle pedaling feel, but it still feels a little more, I don't know, playful. It's kind of hard to describe. It's a weird feeling, but I do know that it's fun and it almost feels like an adult-sized toy that happens to be legal on the street. So the big question I had is this thing practical? Honestly, yeah, I didn't think it would be, but for short rides like running errands, cruising to a friend's place, or grabbing food, it's hard to beat the convenience. No parking drama, no sweat, no fuss. It's also one of the only micro-mobility vehicles I've tested that you could actually bring into a supermarket without getting weird looks from the manager. Basically, if you can ride a scooter somewhere, you can ride a JackRabbit there, and a lot more comfortably. Plus, the bigger wheels than scooters means it can handle even more places. Alright, now let's hit a few of the downsides. First, it's not going to be great on steep hills. That little motor can definitely handle inclines, but if you live somewhere with serious elevation and really big hills, you'll know that you'll be slowing down a lot heading up those steep hills. Second, it's not cheap. $1,649 for the OG2 Pro. Compared to a car or even some higher-end e-bikes, that's accessible, but it's still a lot, and if you're comparing it watt for watt, it's definitely going to be more than a typical e-bike. I know that they make a lot of their parts themselves and they're dealing with tariffs, but just keep in mind that this is not the cheapest out there. And third, the ride position is not for everyone. There's some adjustability in the seat, but if you're tall or short and you can't dial it in quite enough, then it might feel a bit awkward. I think it will fit most people, and honestly it really is good for short riders, but if you're super tall, then it might feel a bit odd. But honestly, the JackRabbit OG2 Pro is more than just the sum of its parts. It's not going to replace your road bike or your mountain bike, and it's definitely not for really long distance riding. But if you want a tiny, fun, portable, zero-hassle machine that makes errands feel like playtime, this thing definitely delivers. And for anyone who needs to stick it in a car, or take it on a bus, or put it on their boat, it's going to be a great option for that too. So, is it weird? Absolutely. Useful? Surprisingly, yes. And fun? Way more than I expected. But now, I want to know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I try to respond to many of them, well, except the rude ones, so hit me up down there. That's it for now. I'm Jenny. Stay charged, stay curious, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.